My over and under picks. The worst of the worst. What's going on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and NFL fans everywhere? This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 12 and my picks for the 2020 NFL season. Check it out. First off, let me apologize to getting it out late this week because I've been very busy with my finals. I was going through a lot of studying to do and stuff like that. I mean, I wanted to get my finals done for the semester and for school and stuff like that. So that's why I'm doing it the old-fashioned way right now. So that's why it is what it is. So I'm doing remote learning and stuff like that due to the pandemic. So what can you say? So once again, I do apologize for the delay and stuff like that. So luckily we got the picks in. We had the game last night. The makeup game for Thanksgiving was Pittsburgh and Baltimore, which I'll get to that in a second about that game. First off, Houston and Detroit. It was kind of obvious that I feel like Detroit wants nothing to do with Matthew Stafford right now. So I think that's the way it's going, the way I see it. So in Houston defensively, they're still a young, talented team. So they might build for the future or something like that. Especially for a new coach. All you need is a good coach and help them get what they need to be. So maybe they just need to find the right coach for it. So that's probably what it is. And not only that, though, Washington and Dallas, it just goes to show that Dallas desperately needs help. They need Dak really bad. If Dak was in the position, didn't get hurt, then the East would have definitely belonged to Dallas. So that's definitely the way I looked at it. Now, I think Washington's favorite now after what happened to the Giants, which I'll get to the Giants in a minute. So, but as I was mentioning about Pittsburgh and Baltimore, so Pittsburgh and Baltimore, they finally got their game in, make it out due to the Ravens have a lot of COVID issues, including Lamar Jackson. So they were all out with the COVID. So that was pretty tough on the Ravens organization right now, like my Patriots have been through early in the year. So it's another thing to look out. But Pittsburgh won. It was a low-scoring game. Now Pittsburgh was favored by 10 because of that. So I was like, well, I was going to switch over to that or stick it to the Pittsburgh -3. But it was a good thing I did that because if I would have changed it to the -10, I probably would have been wrong on that anyways. But still, nevertheless, I still stick with the -3 on that. And I took Pittsburgh -3. So I didn't change it. So it went up to 10 the last time because a lot of the Ravens players got backed up. But for a lot of backup players, the Ravens played pretty well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But Pittsburgh, on the other hand, they did a lot of scoring on special teams and a lot of scoring on defense. So not much on the offense, not on Big Ben's part. But then what are you going to do? But Vegas and Atlanta. Vegas looks like there's something they're finally clicking in for the Las Vegas Raiders. So that's probably something for them. And not like in Atlanta, they're trying to get their groove back since they fired Dan Quinn. So nothing to say about that. And Buffalo and the Los Angeles Chargers. And now Buffalo, because of their win, they're on the driver's seat to get the AFC East. So that's pretty much the way I look at it. And for the Chargers standpoint, I think the quarterback of the future they found in Justin Herbert. They have a great offense, but they don't have really much of a good defense. Maybe they can work on the defense a little more, and maybe they can do something with it. So we'll see. And the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. New York Giants won. That's good, but bad news, Daniel Jones. He'll be out with a bad injury, so he could be out for a little while. So, and I think because of that, now that the Redskins won, I think now they're in the driver's seat to get that division. That division's up for grabs right now, so it's in the favor of Washington and probably in the New York Giants. So the Washington football team and the New York Giants, I believe they play again soon, but I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see on that one. But I know the Giants on the tiebreaker. So anyways, Tennessee and Indianapolis. Well, Tennessee, David Henry doing David Henry things, and he shut the Indianapolis Colts out. In the Minnesota and Carolina, very close game on that game. It came very close. So came down to the end. Carolina didn't pull it off. It would have been sweet for Teddy Bridgewater to get his revenge against Minnesota. Didn't happen. Arizona, my Patriots. That was a battle of defense. My Patriots had the better defense. And it goes to show that Arizona is the worst team to get penalized in the league. So the way I look at it on that. Miami and the New York Jets. It's the New York Jets. They're going to be like the Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions. Cleveland and Jacksonville. I mean, I'm going to say this for Cleveland. If my Patriots don't make it in, I'm calling for Cleveland for this. I mean, they deserved it after all these years of suffering. You know, they're doing pretty well on both sides of the ball. You know, they're doing pretty really well. You know, and they might get the part of the wild card, which is really cool. And they haven't been in the playoffs since 2002, which I hope they get there. So, and the New Orleans Saints and the Denver Broncos. The Broncos still don't have a quarterback. Pretty much all I could say about that one. The LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Pretty much the upset of the week, the way I looked at it, from San Francisco winning that game. And the Kansas City and Tampa Bay. It goes to show you that Patrick Mahomes is the new guy right now. No offense to Tom Brady. He's the GOAT still. But you know what? You got to give credit which credit's due with Patrick Mahomes. You have to. So, and don't forget, Kansas City has a great defense too. You know, and Tyreek Hill, probably the best wide receiver in the league right now. My take. In Green Bay and Chicago, another classic rivalry down there, but it was all Green Bay. And Chicago has another quarterback problem, like Denver does. In Seattle and Philadelphia, for Monday night, you know, it goes to show that Seattle is really good on defense, and Russell Wilson can step up when they need the most. And Philadelphia got a last-minute garbage time touchdown. Didn't work out in the end. But anyway, that's how I felt about each game. Let's get on with my picks. Okay, let's get to my picks now, shall we? Let's get things off on, there's no Thursday night game tonight, so can't do anything about that one. But the Saints in Atlanta, they're going to be playing on Sunday. So overall in this game, I think the Saints look like the better team in this one. Even though technically Atlanta is a more healthier team, but they're getting their groove back. So I don't know. I'm playing fire at fire in this one. But I'll tell you why, because the Saints are favored in this game. But I'm taking the Saints to win this game outright because I think they can probably pull something out on defense, and if they can do that, they can take the win. So I'm going to take the Saints over the Atlanta Falcons. On the line, though, that the New Orleans Saints are favored by 3 in this game, and it's in Atlanta, by the way, so I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints -3. Over and under, it's 46. I'm going to go under 46. Detroit and Chicago. NFC North rivalry. Rivalry games are always fun to watch. So I think going into this one, I think this is going to be the battle. Whoever loses this game, they're going to be in the basement in the NFC North. That's pretty much right. I looked at it. So, anyways, I think it's going to be Chicago. And it's in Chicago, too, so I'm going to do that. But sorry, Chicago. Just because you're at home, you're not going to win. So I'm going to take Detroit over Chicago on this one. Because the Lions fired Matt Patricia. So I think usually when they fire head coaches, usually they bounce back a week or something like that. So I think that's the way I look at it for Detroit. So I'm going to take Detroit over Chicago because of that move. On the line, though, so it's an upset pick. On the line, though, Chicago's favored by 3 in this game. I'm taking Chicago -3. Over and under, it's 45. I'm going over 45. Tennessee and Cleveland. This is probably going to be the game of the week, probably, if you look at it that way. But the battle between two teams. Cleveland has something to play for. Tennessee has something to play for. I mean, Cleveland's trying to fight to the playoffs. Tennessee's trying to fight for that division. So I think this is going to be a battle of it. It's in Tennessee, so I'm going to have to lay the team on who has the better team on that one, which is the Tennessee Titans with David Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and Mike Vrabel leading the way. So I'm going to take the Titans over the Cleveland Browns in Tennessee. On the line, though, this is where it gets dicey on this one. Tennessee's favored by 5 in this game, but I'm going to take Cleveland +5 because I think this is going to be a close game. So over and under, it's 54. I was going to say 53, but it's 54. But I'm going to go over 54. I believe it's going to be like in the 30, in the 60s or something like that. So I think that's the way I look at it. Minnesota and Jacksonville. All right, I mean, Jacksonville, they look like they want to fight for a top 10 draft pick, and Minnesota wants that playoff spot. So I'm going to take Minnesota over Jacksonville in Minnesota. On the line, no, Minnesota's favored by 9 in this game. I'm going to take Jacksonville +9 because I think they can still get some damage done. Over and under, it's 52. I'm going to go over 52 because I think that is going to be... I think that Jacksonville can get some points out of the board. And like a few garbage type touchdowns here and there. The Vegas Raiders and the New York Jets. Alright, I'll just say this. Might as well just go for the number 1 draft pick. And I'll be sorry for whoever gets drafted by the New York Jets. That's how I look at it. But anyways, the way I look at it, I think Vegas wants... maybe they want to try to fight for that playoff spot. So I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders over the New York Jets in New York on that one. On the line, though, Vegas Raiders are favored by 7.5 in this game. I'm going to take the Vegas Raiders minus 7.5. Over and under, it's 45. I might go under 45 because I don't think the Jets can get anything. Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. Now, this is a game, game I look at it, like, well, Houston, they had a good win. But as of right now, and Indianapolis, they want to get to the playoffs, too. And Phillip Rivers might maybe have, like, one more round or something like that. So I'm going to take the Colts over the Houston Texans on this one, even though it's in Houston. On the line, though, Indianapolis favored by 3. I'm going to take Indianapolis minus 3. Over and under, it's 53. I'm going to go with 53 the way the two teams have been playing right now. Seattle and the New York Giants in Seattle. No Daniel Jones, no luck, especially in Seattle. So I'm going to take Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks over the New York Giants in Seattle. On the line, though, Seattle's favored by 10 in this game. I'm taking Seattle minus 10 because I don't think New York Giants can stand a chance, even when they have all their backup players on them. So I'm going to take Seattle minus 10. Even if all the backup players were playing in Seattle, I'm going to take to Seattle over the New York Giants right now. Because the way I look at it for New York, you might as well give up. So I'm going to take Seattle minus 10. Over and under, it's 48. I'm going to go under 48 because no Daniel Jones. He'll be out for a while. Might as well tank it in. Maybe if Saquon Barkley played, be a different story. But, yeah, what can you do? The Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Another NFC East team is struggling right now. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Apparently they're probably giving up on Carson Wentz. And I don't think Henson, whatever his name is, whatever, I don't know at this point. But, the way I look at it right now is, hold on, let me type it in for a second. I think I got his name in there. I believe I got his name, but hold on. I just looked it up just a little bit ago. So I know it wasn't Carson Wentz, but I think it was not Jalen. Yeah, there it is. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's the guy either, so well, we'll see how this one turns out. So, anyways, I'm going to take Green Bay over Philadelphia in Green Bay because it is in Green Bay. That's really tough. It's not tough to beat in Green Bay. Especially if Aaron Rodgers in around December. On the line, though, the Packers are favored by 7 in this game. I'm going to take the Packers minus 7. Over and under, it's 49. I'm going to go under 49 because I don't think the Eagles can catch up. The LA Chargers and the New England Patriots. This is a game that I say for my Patriots, this is where I draw the line. We've been struggling on the road this year. Really, really a hard time on the road, no matter what we do. So I don't have any luck on the road whatsoever for the Patriots right now. So that's the way I look at it. Hey, I'm not blaming it all on Cam Newton, though. It's not his fault, And we have a lot of guys out on who opted out this year, too. So that doesn't help us out either. So what can you say about that? But you know what? The way I look at it is maybe go for a top 10 draft pick or something. Maybe top 15 or something like that. So at least go something like that, and I'll be fine with it. So, but it's in LA, and I don't have any faith in the Patriots on the road. So I'm going to take take the LA Chargers over my New England Patriots in LA. On the line, though, it's a pick'em game. I'm going to take the Chargers in a pick'em. Over and under, it's 47. I'm going to go over 47 because I think the Patriots can put up a fight, but I don't think they're going to pull it out. So the way I look at it is that this is a team who struggles on the road. And if we have to go on the road in the playoff game this year, that's where we're going to have a problem. So that's the way I look at it. So I can't trust the Patriots on the road right now. So I'm going to take that's why I'm taking the Chargers over the Patriots and the Chargers in a pick'em. So, but I believe it's going to go over 47. So I believe it's going to be in the 60s. So I'm going to take over 47 for that. The Sunday Night Football game, the Kansas City Chiefs and Was it? Is it Sunday Night Football? I'm like, oh wait, hold on. I know there was a Tuesday night game in there, so hold on. Let me double check that. I think I wrote that wrong. So I think I wrote it in wrong. So hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Oh yeah, I was wrong. So it was the LA. Oh yeah, no, that's right. It's right. Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs and the Broncos. I thought that was Monday night. My fault. So, anyways, for this game, I think this is a game that I look at it is like, for Denver's case, you expect the worst for the worst because you don't have a quarterback. And you won't be disappointed. Pretty much. So that's the way I look at it. So the way I look at it is, I should bring my buddy Carver the Clown as the quarterback. At least he'll have a shot. Yeah, I'm kidding. So anyways, that being said, I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs over the Denver Broncos any day because I don't see any chance on that one. So anyways, on the line though, the Chiefs are favored by 14. I'm gonna go Chiefs minus 14 because I don't think Denver has a shot. Even with, I don't care if you have a great defense in there. If you don't have a quarterback and you're playing a practice squad in there, you're nowhere in trouble. So that's how I look at it is. And that over and under, it's 50. I'm going to go over 50.5. So, and Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh and the Washington football team. This is a game that Washington needs something to fight for, and Pittsburgh wants to get the top record. So I think that's the way I look at it at this point. And Big Ben wants to make up that game, and I believe that's one of the double headers for Monday Night Football, which I think that's the way I'm going to look at it. So that's definitely going to be in the work on that. I think that's the very first game, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. So let me take a look at it again. Hold on. Let me see again. And yes, it is. It's a 5 o'clock game. And that's the 5 o'clock game on that one. So, and they have a Sunday Night Football game the following week too. So it's going to be like a really tough stretch to head out on that one. So anyways, I think that this is a game that Pittsburgh is definitely going to win out in this one. So, in a very close game. So, I'm going to take Pittsburgh over the Washington football team. On the line now, this is where it's going to be interesting. I think Pittsburgh's favored by 10 in this game, but I'm going to take Washington plus 10 because I think this is going to be a really close game. And I think the Washington football team want to get that division right now. The way it's an open field in the NFC East, and I think they're in the driver's seat right now to get that because I believe they're the most healthiest team right now. Consider that, I should take that back. It's Philadelphia, but not for nothing. But Philadelphia hasn't done anything. So that's why I think Washington's more favored in this one. So that's why I'm going to say that. So anyways, I'm going to take Washington plus 10. Over under 44. I may go under 44 now in the way the two of the defenses have been playing. I expect it to be a defensive game on that one. Sunday Night Football. Buffalo and San Francisco. Now, this is a game I'm going to look at that's going to say, whoa, hold on a minute. Now, Buffalo traveling to the West Coast. I mean, don't get me wrong. Buffalo's been playing really well this year. I'm not going to shoot any hate on that one. So, as a Patriots fan, I don't do that, So, yeah, so anyways, I think I did the straight up picks wrong on that one. So anyways, I think I'm going to type it in. Go to my links again, see what. Yep, I was wrong. I'm sorry. So I was wrong. So anyways, I think I made a screw up on that one, so I had to look it up again. So anyways, going into this game, I think this is a game that Buffalo is going to do a lot of traveling, and it's going to hurt them. And in that game against the Chargers, they had a really tough matchup against the Chargers. So if they can do that, if the Chargers can pull off a close game on that one, I don't know how I'm going to pull it off on the West Coast. So usually travel's a factor. As a Patriots fan, I can really relate to that because we had that problems too in the past. So, every team has to go through that, and especially if they're going to the East Coast or the West Coast. So it's kind of a little tough on that one, but don't get me wrong, San Francisco's been stepping up to the plate, even all their injuries right now. So I think this is a really close game, even though I think most of they really missed Nick Bosa because of that torn ACL he had been through. So, yeah, so that's going to be a really tough one. But I believe that Jimmy Garoppolo can pull something off at home. I think San Francisco play much better at home. They're more consistent at home than on the road. So I think on this game, I'm going to have a little upset on this one. I like San Francisco over Buffalo in this game in San Francisco. On the line, though, that game's a pick'em game. I mean, not the pick'em game. The Buffalo's favored by three in this game. I'm going to take the San Francisco +3. Over and under, it's 48. I'm going to go over 48 because I expect it to be a high-scoring game. And for Tuesday Night Football, special Tuesday Night Football edition for Baltimore and Dallas. This is a game I expect. I don't expect Lamar Jackson coming back anyways on this one, too. So I expect to be a defensive game on this game. And it's going to be a close game, so I think that's the way I look at it. And there's no total in this game for the over and under yet. So if I had to make a proper guess on that one, I'm going to get to that in a bit. But it's in Baltimore, so that's going to be a home field advantage for Baltimore in this game. But anyways, I think going into this one, Baltimore needs this win desperately to get in the playoffs. So they want to win it for Lamar Jackson so they can have a healthy Lamar Jackson when they go into the playoffs. So I'm going to take Baltimore over Dallas because of that alone in Baltimore. On the line, though, that game's a pick'em game as well, so I'm going to take Baltimore to pick'em. Over and under is no total yet, so if I had to guess what it's going to be, I believe it's going to be in the 40 range. So if you're gonna go like under, like if you're expecting a 30 game or something, which I expect it to be like a 20-17 score or something like that, but so I expect it to be something like that. So if you think it's gonna go over 40, you go under. But if you think it's gonna go under, like at least over 30, I would probably take the over on that one. So, but I don't think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go under 40 on that one. So I'm gonna take the under 40, 40-ish. But if I get a total on that one, I'll let you know. So, hey, that's the way it works on this. I mean, sometimes you get total, sometimes you don't. So, what can you do? That's going to wrap up my picks of the week. Shout out this week is my good old friend, Names Noodle. He's a definitely great NFL YouTube prognosticator. He makes great picks like I do, like the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticators down below. You can check him and the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticator page in the description down below if you want to check it out. Until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off saying, stay safe, wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, and rock out.